Welcome back to BS Sports Talk. Wide receiver boomer bust, week 2.
Let's get it.
Let's get in it.
All right, first up a tandem.
Yes.
DK Metcalf, Ty Lockett.
Absolutely.
Coming in at the 25 and the 15.
Yeah. They got DK ranked at wide receiver 25 this week.
That's the biggest one.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think Lockett's still there, has potential.
Yeah.
Depending on who gets shaded. But I feel like especially DK is going to be top 25.
If they decide to put Stephon Gilmore to cover Lockett the whole game, DK is going to have a big night. I see top 15, top 10 wide receiver potential this week out of DK.
Yep.
If he stays hitting with what Russell Wilson and him look like they could be doing. Tyler Lockett at 15 is probably not bad, but if Gilmore is on DK, I look for Lockett to have a huge night. I look for Lockett to put up a really big game.
For sure. Next up, Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
I got him at the 20. And that's with Mike Thomas out. Like, I understand, a little bit of a slow start.
Yep.
But did have the touchdown, had another look in the end zone.
Yeah.
And with Thomas out,
Breeze has got to go somewhere with it.
Exactly. Now they still have, Thomas, Kamara, Traquan Smith is there.
Jared Cook's there.
Yeah, but, I just really think Sanders is going to be...
I think this could be Sanders' New Orleans coming out party.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying every week because with Thomas back it's going to hurt, but this week alone, Sanders has some upside, some potential here.
Yep. Next up, we got Scotty Miller.
Scotty Too Hottie Miller.
That's right, coming at the 39 spot.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how, after he had the game he had, a very
solid
respectable
game. Yes.
Looked like he had the best connection with me with Tom Brady.
I agree with that. I would say that's a fair takeaway from that game.
Yeah, and then Godwin's going to be out.
Yep.
Evans still looked a little inconsistent with Brady now on the same page.
And I think that means Scotty gets the slot touches that Godwin takes up.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see, but I think Scotty Miller being ranked 39th this week's a little bit. I see him top 25, top 20 potential here.
Yeah. I'm calling big BS on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big time.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, Corey Davis. Another big time, I'd say, BS call.
Agreed.
Coming in at the 36th spot.
Yeah, I just think the week that he put up in Denver, he looked like he's coming into his own in the NFL, I hope. I'm rooting for Corey Davis to have a successful campaign.
Yep.
And with A.J. Brown being out, I think Corey Davis could have a coming out party again.
A huge game.
Yeah,
huge game.
It should be a huge game.
Yeah. Another big one, Darius Slayton coming in 33rd. Now, again, that's against Chicago's defense.
Yeah.
But he had a heck of a game against Pittsburgh's defense, which is even better.
I think much better defense all around. I think Slayton is the clear-cut number one receiver in for the Giants. I think him and Danny Dimes have great rapport. I look for big things out of Darius Slayton, not just this week, but possibly this year, staying healthy. If he's healthy, he's the number one wide receiver there. He has really high potential.
Yeah, another couple honorable mentions.
Yeah.
You got Deontay Johnson at the 28th spot, Hollywood Brown at 22, Paris Campbell down there outside the top 20. I think all three of those guys have potential to have a really good week.
Deontay led the team in targets. Campbell, big week. And Hollywood Brown, I think every week, if he's healthy with Lamar, has top 15, top 12 potential.
Big time. Every week.
Ooh, let's hit the bust.
Yeah, bust time.
Yeah.
Got Marvin Jones coming in at the 14th spot against Green Bay.
I just don't like it. Like, honestly, you have him listed above Hollywood Brown, and I just don't see it. I like Marvin Jones. I don't love Marvin Jones. He's an okay player. With Galladay out, of course, we'll see a little uptick. I prefer Amendola over Jones with Stafford.
Had the better game last week.
Yeah, had the better game last week. So
yeah, I just think, especially when you look at it that way, talk about Marvin Jones. If I have Marvin Jones and Hollywood Brown, there's no way that I'm starting Marvin Jones on Hollywood Brown.
Absolutely, Hollywood Brown all the way.
Yep.
So
next up,
big name,
Mike Evans coming in
bust
4 spot. Yeah,
bust.
I'm calling BS on that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I actually agree with that. I just think that 4's too high with lack of game time repetitions with Brady.
Yeah, they didn't look like they were on the same page last week. And 6 days later, I just don't know how much more that they're going to look. I think I like Scotty Miller with the bigger boom there. I think Evans is still going to do well. I don't think he's top 4.
No, I think top 10, but then also you have to hope that that injury doesn't flare back up mid-game.
That's true. That's a potential.
Yeah. All right, this one, Terry Scary McLaurin coming in at 13th. I don't know, and it has nothing to do with Terry McLaurin's talent. I just don't know where Dwayne Haskins is, and I'm a Washington football team fan. I don't know where Haskins is just yet. I don't know if he hurts. I mean, he targets McLaurin, but I feel like just Haskins' ability at this point in time in that offense is just it's just not a fan this week.
I'm actually going to disagree with you on that. I'm going to call BS on that one.
Calling BS.
Yeah, calling BS on that one.
Stanky up in here.
It's not that I think Terry McLaurin's going to go off or be a top 5 wide receiver this week. But they have him at the 13th, and when we're talking, given that all said, by what we said about Haskins, that's all true. I agree.
Yeah.
But Arizona's D last year, man, 4,500 yards.
Yeah.
38 touchdowns. That's second worst in both categories last year. I think they're going to be in the situation they got to pass the ball a lot because that Arizona
I agree.
offense is
They're
looking really good.
I just don't want to get my hopes up. Man. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah, I said I still think he's going to go off, but I've been putting him around that 13, maybe 10 spot range. 10, 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there.
Yeah, no, that's, I mean, I just still see it. Maybe fall outside the top 20. I hope I'm wrong.
There you go.
All right, so
last one on the list.
Last but not least, it's another big name.
Yeah.
Had a decent week last week is Mr. Amari Cooper.
Yeah. Looked pretty darn good last week.
Yeah.
Not a lot of yards per catch. It was 8.1 yards per catch, but 10 receptions.
Yeah, 81 yards.
Oh, man, I mean, that's good production, but
it is.
Being at the 7 this week, I just don't know if he's able to keep up that production.
And typically, Amari will have 1 or 2 big weeks in a row.
Yep.
And then it's 2 points, it's 3 points, it's 0 points. It's, I don't love Amari Cooper ranked at 7th. He needs to put up some touchdowns. It's, put up or shut up season for you, Amari.
Yep.
Let's see what you can do. I just don't like you at number 7.
Yep. I agree. 100%.
Alrighty, guys. We appreciate it. Thanks for the time. Like, share, and subscribe.